Hi, this is Sean White. I came across an article, but before I want to get into that article, I want to talk about the very first lie ever told by Satan, the serpent himself. This lie is still continued today, and unfortunately, it's gotten into the churches, and this really is the basis behind the lie of evolution as well. What is that lie? Said, for God said, the serpent said, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to her eyes, and the tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit therefore, and did eat. See, that was the first lie. That you could become as gods. And what are we taught as evolution? That we evolved into what we are, and we are still evolving. And through Hollywood, and through even science, we are being told that we can be elevated and evolved into a being to where we are godlike, that we could have control over what happens to us when we die. Even it really gets into, they call it, they call this science, but you got to understand that these evolutionists are really Luciferians. They're really putting this exact same lie onto you. They really do worship Lucifer. They believe that Lucifer is good. They believed, where it says, and their eyes were open and they knew they was naked. They believed that Lucifer freed them from a slavery. Basically, God had them under a control and opened their eyes, hence illuminated. That is where we get, enlightened, illuminated. The Illuminati is, that's all it means, is they believe they hold knowledge that no one else has. Knowledge that Lucifer gave them. And I want to point this out right here. This is an interview that Will Smith just did, just in case you don't believe that people actually believe this lie.
The idea that you really can make what you want. One of my favorite books is the Alchemist, Paulo Coelho, and I just believe that. I believe that I can create whatever I want to create if I can put my head on it right, study it, learn the patterns, and it's hard to put into words, some real metaphysical, esoteric nonsense. But I feel very strongly that we are who we choose to be.
See, he just admitted into being into alchemy and literally thinks that he can create. He really believes that he is like a god. And you see this all throughout Hollywood. It gets into transhumanism, like we see here in Johnny Depp's Transcendence, where you meshing his mind into, basically his mind and soul into the computer. But they don't believe that we have an actual soul, because if we had a soul, that would mean we have a creator. But it's saying they can put your mind into a computer, which sounds far-fetched, but we're getting to that. we got this show here. I kind of started watching just to see what it was. The Tomorrow People. This is about an evolved species, they call it, of mankind. This is a group that has evolved and has evolved DNA that allows them to have special abilities, to read minds, to teleport, and use telekinesis, basically control things with their mind. This is all propaganda. This is all pushing that lie that we are going to evolve into godlike things. And let's get to the article here. 9 real technologies that will soon be inside you. Well, no, it won't. It won't be inside me, I'll tell you that right now. And there's a list of them here. Implanted smartphones. Talking about, literally putting RFID chip embedded in his arm that could store and transfer art to his handheld smartphone. And it goes on to say researchers are experimenting with embedded sensors that could turn human bone into living speakers. Other scientists are working on eye implants that let an image be captured with a blink or transmitted to any local storage. I mean, we are literally living in a sci-fi movie. And there's going to be people that literally run to this. This is insanity. I mean, literally, how close are we to the mark of the beast? We are living in a world right now that has the capability to do exactly what the Bible said would happen 2,000 years ago, where something's going to be placed in the hand or in the forehead, and you're not going to be able to buy or sell unless you have this plan. You're going to be totally dependent on this beast system. More than likely because they've crashed the market. They've gone away with the cash society. I mean, we can see all this going on right now and how people refuse to see the connection. It's just, I literally think they blind themselves. They don't want to see the truth. Here we go. Healing chips. Literally have chips that actually heal you from the insides. Everything from medical issues, from heart murmurs to anxiety. I mean, this is insanity. And a lot of people have heard of this one already. Cyber pills that talk to your doctor. And I love how they sell this. How they put this. Where did it say? Yeah, basically they can text doctors directly from inside your body. Basically, so they know if you're taking your meds or not. Bill Gates, implantable birth control. Yeah, that says it all right there. Smart tattoos. I mean, these are all real technologies. And here we go. All it says, all this is basically saying the Texas research group has developed microparticles that can be injected just under skin like tattoo ink and can track body processes. All of these are much wiser choices than the name of a soon-to-be ex. Yeah, these are much wiser and cool. They use words like these are cool and this is craziness. Brain computer interface. This is exactly the technology that we just talked about in transcendence. This is the real transcendence. Literally being able to hook your brain up and thought to a computer. Yeah, count me out. Meltable bio batteries. This sounds safe. It's just basically talking about batteries that will just biodegrade inside your body, just melt away uh, when they're done. Yeah, I'm sure that won't have no effects whatsoever on your body. I'm sure they'll make them healthy and safe, like our vaccines that are full of mercury and metals and formaldehyde. I'm sure they'll be perfectly safe. Smart dust. Per, Perhaps the most startling of the current implantable innovations is smart dust. Arrays of full computers with antennas, each much smaller than a grain of sand, and can organize themselves inside the body. Talking about being able to fight off cancers, bring pain relief to a wound, or storing critical personal information in a manner that is deeply encrypted and hard to hack. It's hard to hack. Doesn't mean it can't be hacked. It's hard to hack. No, thank you. I mean, that's. Wow. This is unbelievable. Implants hammer against social norms to raise privacy issues and even point to a larger potential. What? Dasphia? I don't know. I can't say that. This technology could be used to ID every single human being, for example. Does does this sound like the mark of the beast? It can identify anybody. Others see the perfect Orwellian society. A big brother who, knowing all and seeing all, can control all. Yeah, that's what I see. So there we go. All these technologies are pointing to a nothing but controlled world with a bunch of half human, half cyborg people. I mean, this is the world that we are heading into. If you don't believe in the Bible and you don't believe Jesus Christ is going to come and put it into all this madness, this is the world that we are looking forward to. This is your kids, their next generations. Can you imagine? And then you look at the Georgia Guidestones and look at how they want to keep the population under 500 million. If they got a bunch of humans and probably also robots that can control through these chips, they're not going to need a bunch of us humans. They're just going to need the few that they can control. And that is the world that we're heading for. But I do not believe it's going to get there. They're not going to get that world. Christ is going to return, and he's going to put an end to this hell on earth. He's going to put a stop to Satan's little playground down here. All right, that's my thoughts. You don't have to agree with me, but whether you believe in God or the Bible or not, this should make you think. Thank you. God bless.